Theatre personality Padma Shri Warepa Naba no more. Many, including Chief Minister Nongthong Bambirain, condoled his death. State-level condolence ceremony for Padma Shri Naba Warepa held at Sumang Lila Sanglain in Palace Compound. And Centre seeks 6 more months to frame rules for implementing the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Good evening, you're watching IS English News. Before we begin, IS News would like to remind our viewers to practice physical distancing, hand hygiene, wear mask, protect yourself and get vaccinated to ward off the virus. I'm Lighting Monica giving the news in detail. Renowned theatre personality of Manipur, Padma Shri Warepa Naba, has passed away. He was 82. He breathed his last at Caesar Hospital around 12:30 a.m. Warepa Naba was born on October 16, 1941 at Haubomarag Tingel, Ngangom Lekai in Imphal West. Son of a prominent Sankirtana performing artist and a popular theatre actor of the yesteryears, Warepa Naba spent his early life in the field of traditional art and culture under the guidance of his father. With his love for theatre, he took active participation for establishment of his group Theatre Mirror with a band of enthusiastic theatre workers under the leadership of late Padma Shri H. Kanhailal in the year 1965 and made immense efforts for the promotion and protection of theatre culture in the region. Theatre artist, playwright and director Warepa Naba produced many theatre plays and Sumang Lilas and won several accolades for his work. He also served as the president of Theatre Centre Manipur, chairman of Academic Subcommittee Manipur State Sumang Lila Council. He directed Sumang Lilas Laigi Macha, Ngasidi Khangle, Japan Lan and Natun Chabigi Basanta, among others. He was awarded the Padma Shri, the 4th highest civilian honor award in 2017 for his efforts and contributions in the field of theatre, Sankirtana and narrative performing arts. He also received as many as 23 awards, including the prestigious State Kala Academy Award, Natya Bhushan and Lifetime Achievement Awards and several others. He was also awarded Tamapatra for the play Mai Bido Mapuroibado by the Maharaja of Manipur in 2009. Warepa Naba acted in more than 150 plays and directed and produced over 100 plays apart from 40 Sumang Lilas. He also took active roles in organizing many theatre workshops for the young theatre enthusiasts of the state. Condolences poured in from many state leaders, politicians and general public following the untimely demise of Padma Shri Naba Warepa. Chief Minister Nongthong Bambirain took to his Facebook post and Twitter handle to express deep grief and conveyed his deep sympathy for the members of the bereaved family. The Chief Minister also said that he feels aggrieved to learn about the untimely demise of Padma Shri Warepa Naba, who was a renowned theatre personality. He also shared the grief of the bereaved family members and prayed for the departed soul to rest in peace in heavenly abode. Later in the day, a state-level condolence ceremony for the departed Padma Shri Warepa Naba was also held at Sumang Lila Sanglain in Palace Compound today. The lifeless body of the Padma Shri was brought to the Sanglain to enable people to pay their last respect to him. Many Sumang Lila and theatre artists and people paid floral tributes and homage to him. Leading the attendees in paying tributes, MLA of Kaisamthong Assembly constituency, Nisikant Sapam, deeply condoled his death and said that the untimely demise of Padma Shri Warepa Nabba is an irreparable loss to the society and state as a whole. He also prayed that his soul rest in peace in heavenly abode.
Awadi pang Warepa Nabba akoi ngasi ma masai pung baruga me kunsa da ma lege de akoi manipur to yam chaw loss ni akoi di yamna election matam da magi characters ai khangjagi ma BJP da dum leijabani magi thamoi so dum BJP da leijagi ai doina dum akoi su independent leigi ma atopa aina party join to ma yaning khite adu magi atei leiba talent ni ma se am phawa akoi lila gi drama gi site leijada su aina da election matam da magi characters adu patik strong ho je khangjagi I am high regards. I personal side again. Adu asi akoi Manipuri ramta. I am big loss. Aduga ma gumba Hindi da Marathi chunga personalities hai. Very rare, very big loss for Manipur.
Taking part in the ceremony, President of Manipur State Sumang Lila Council Maibam Purnimashi adored Warepa Nabba for his tremendous efforts and contributions in the field of theatre and Sumang Lila. She expressed grief that his demise will be a huge loss for the Sumang Lila and theatre fraternity and for the state as well. The body of Warepa Nabba was later taken to his birthplace for the last rites.
Ozase miyamna dum sakhangna biraba Warepa Nabba mahaksi keno Padma Shri award su adu mahangna asuki matik maji theater dagi hopane adu bo Sumang Lila asisu asuki matik chawkhal handing badagi nungti gi akhoi gi Sumang Lila sangrel asdala tuna akhoi gi wari watai sanaba adagi workshop tawduna mahaki aidi Sumang Lila da yauriba anuba artist sing ama puthopi duna ki matik Sumang Lila chawkhana ba honna biramba baza nasidi laikhidre aikoina mahangna laikhidaba seta sengna de akhoi gi yam thina mangjaba kanagumba mana mengkhatpada mengkhatpa yaroidoba dugumba oza mani khanjani mahangna akhoi bu tawbiram se to ki matik mahangna chembirami chabirami akhoi Sumang Lila da nate atokpa maji theater tawri bani dubu theater siu tawgani aduga Sumang Lila su chawkhanandaba yade haiduna yamna awang mathakta aidi khanabagi honaramba dugumba oza mani mahangna laikhidaba se akhoi koi sungna nuaite.
Uripok MLA Khairakpam Raghumani also expressed heartfelt condolences over the untimely demise of renowned theatre personality Padma Shri Warepa Nabba. He also shared the grief of the bereaved family. Well-wishers, friends and admirers, and also praised that the departed soul rest in peace in heavenly abode. Kalakshetra Manipur also condoled the untimely demise of Warepa Nabba. The association said Nabba was a committed theatre worker and a well-wisher of Kalakshetra Manipur, adding that he was one of Kalakshetra's Manipur's founding member. Kalakshetra Manipur extolled the renowned theatre personality for his enormous contributions to the theatre world and Sumang Kumhai, Nata Sankirtana and many more. They also sent their prayers to the bereaved family. United Committee Manipur UCM also sent their condolences to the family members of the Padma Shri. Members of the committee also observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of respect to the departed soul. Ukal also observed and condoled the death of Padma Shri awardee Warepa Nabba and shared the grief of the family members. The Centre has sought 6 more months to frame the rules for implementing the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 CAA. This is the 7th such extension sought by the Union Home Ministry. The CAA was passed in 2019 to grant citizenship of non-Muslims from Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh who entered India before December 31, 2014 without any documents. On November 24, Home Minister Amit Shah said the rules of the Act were under construction and there were some delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Most parts of the northeastern states are exempted from the Act. The tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram or Tripura is included in the 6th schedule of the Constitution, and the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Manipur are exempted from the provisions of the Act. The undocumented migrants who will be deemed Indian citizens through the Act will not be able to settle down in the exempted areas. The Home Ministry had sought an extension of 6 months from the Subordinate Committee on Parliamentary Legislation in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. While the Rajya Sabha Committee has accepted the Ministry's request to grant the extension till June 30, a reply from the Lok Sabha Committee is awaited. The CAA was passed by Parliament on December 11, 2019, and it received assent from the President on December 12 the same year. The Ministry notified that the Act would come into force on January 10, 2020. However, the rules have not been notified, making the legislation ineffective on the ground. As many as 83 persons were killed in protest between December 2019 and March 2020 in Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Meghalaya, and Delhi after the CAA was passed. Apunba Naharul Singhi Chowkhat Thaurang Loop, in collaboration with Nungbrang Awang and District Veterinary Office, organized a vaccination drive against foot and mouth disease today. It was held at Nungbrang in Imphal East District. As many as 100 cows were vaccinated during the drive. Magulong Na Students Union MNSU has appealed to the state government to build a memorial museum for Magulong in memory of former Deputy Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly An Pauhyu Zime. The appeal was made during the union's conference held on the theme Building on the Best. The two-day event will end today. On the occasion, Clean and Green Home Award was given to 3 families by Everspring Park Committee, Magulong. MNSU had also submitted a memorandum regarding the same to Water Resources Minister Wangbo Nyumai through former ADC Chairman Tamenglong Namsinray Panmay on January 4. The MNSU memorandum stated that Magulong village is a heritage village that maintains a rich set of traditional value and culture, including art of traditional dance, folk songs, folk tales, art crafts, greenery, Mount Kisha, etc. With museum built in the village, MNSU asserted that it will attract and promote tourism, which will bring development in the Magulong region and the state. Former ADC Chairman Tamenglong inaugurated the Everspring Park called the People Project Well of Magulong yesterday. Magulong Na Students Union MNSU organized the event. Speaking at the program, Namsinray Panmay stated that the time has come for the students to lead the society and community. He expressed belief that the unity, development, progress, inter-villages relationship and love will come from the students. The objective of the Everspring Park project is to have a clean and green home environment, especially free from non-biodegradable waste like plastic, glass, rubber, nylon, clothes, etc. It also aims to serve, conserve and maintain the ecological balance and also attract tourists. MNSU President Sambao Pame, Project Director Everspring Park, Nyumay and several others attended the event. It's time for a short commercial break. Keep watching IS News.
Electric laktabana maram oduna asabi ising panglaru haibi nungsa thiningai leitraba. Thompson Solar Water Heater. Contact number 9862669522. Aikhoigi address Hairanggoidong Nithamja Karong, Imphal West.
Welcome back. All arrangements are set to launch the world's longest river cruise with MV Ganga Vilas by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Varanasi. The same will be launched on January 13. Union Minister of Sports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Sarbananda Sonowal, and said the launch will herald a new age of river cruise tourism for India. He asserted that the luxury cruise will cover a distance of more than 3,200 kilometers across 27 river systems in 5 states in India and Bangladesh, adding that the huge untapped potential of river cruise is set to get unlocked with the launch of this service. Highlighting the need to develop river cruise tourism in the country, Sonowal said that the development of this sector would generate employment opportunity in the hinterland. He maintained that the government is making capital expenditure to build capacity for the success of river cruise tourism in the country. He also said that the river tourism circuits will be developed and integrated with the existing tourism circuits for maximum exposure and rapid development of the sector in the country. The MV Ganga Vilas cruise is curated to bring out the best of the country to be showcased to the world. The 51 days cruise is planned with visits to 50 tourist spots, including World Heritage Sites, national parks, river ghats, and major cities like Patna in Bihar, Sahibganj in Jharkhand, Kolkata in West Bengal, Dhaka in Bangladesh, and Guwahati in Assam. The maiden voyage of the MV Ganga Vilas will witness 32 tourists from Switzerland relishing the Varanasi to Dibrugarh journey. The expected date of arrival for MV Ganga Vilas in Dibrugarh is on March 1, 2023. China has lifted pandemic restrictions on foreign travel, ending the quarantine requirements for inbound travelers, and with it, nearly 3 years of self-imposed isolation. The first passengers to arrive under the new rules landed at airports in the southern cities of Guangzhou and Shenzhen just after midnight today. The 387 passengers on board flights from Singapore and Canada's Toronto were not subject to COVID-19 tests on arrival and did not have to undergo 5 days of quarantine at centralized government facilities. The easing of curbs on foreign travel marks the final unraveling of China's strict zero-COVID policy. Beijing began dismantling the hotline strategy of mandatory quarantines, grueling lockdowns, and frequent testing following historic protests against the curbs last month. But the above changes have exposed many of its 1.4 billion population to the virus for the first time, triggering a wave of infections that is overwhelming some hospitals, emptying pharmacy shelves of medicines, and causing long lines to form at crematoriums. The lifting of the quarantine rules effectively opens its door for many Chinese to go abroad for the first time since borders slammed shut nearly 3 years ago without fear of having to isolate at government facilities on their return. But the expected surge in the visitors has led to more than a dozen countries to impose mandatory COVID-19 tests on travelers from China, citing concerns over Beijing's underrepresentation of infections and deaths from the illness, as well as the potential for the emergence of new and more virulent subvariants of the coronavirus. Now the sports news. South Africa managed to pull off a draw in the third test against Australia in Sydney, denying Australia a series clean sweep. The host needed 14 wickets for victory on the final day of the match, but the Proteas comfortably saw off the threat to earn a first draw. The teams shook hands with 5 overs left and South Africa at 106 for 2 in the second innings. Australia had declared their first innings for 475 for 4 before bundling out South Africa for 255 and then enforcing the follow-on. Australia won the series against South Africa 2-0, and despite a draw in the final match, they sit comfortably on top of the World Test Championship table with a win percentage of 75.56. India are at the second spot with a win percentage of 58.93. Sri Lanka are at the third position with a win percentage of 53.33, and they too remain in serious race for a spot in WTC final. However, they need some other results to also go in their favor apart from winning their upcoming 2 test matches in New Zealand. South Africa is in the fourth spot with 48.72 percentage points, while England follow them with 46.97 percentage points in their kitty. West Indies, Pakistan, New Zealand and Bangladesh are at the 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th positions respectively. Naomi Osaka has confirmed she will not play at the Australian Open, adding her name to a growing list of notable withdrawals. Organizers confirmed that Japan's Osaka, the Open champion in 2019 and 2021, will not be playing in Melbourne. The 25-year-old Osaka's ranking has slipped to 47 and she has not played since September after withdrawing during the second round of the Pan-Pacific Open in Tokyo. She won her first round match at the tournament when Australia's Daria Saville withdrew after 1 game with a knee injury. Osaka won only 1 completed match since May and was beaten in the first round of her 3 previous tournaments, including the US Open, at which she is also a 2-time champion. She had been considered unlikely to play in the first Grand Slam of the season. Meanwhile, Ukraine's Diana has been promoted to the main draw in her place. Before we end, a quick look at the headlines once again. Renowned theatre personality Padma Shri Warepadnaba no more. Many, including Chief Minister Nongthong Birain, condoled his death. State-level condolence ceremony for Padma Shri Warepadnaba held at Sumang Lila Sanglane in Palace Compound. And Centre seeks 6 more months to frame rules for implementing the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. That's all we have for the time being. Keep watching ICE News.